Hello everyone, I hope you're ready to make some pop art, okay? So you are going to get a piece of paper like this, and I want you to go ahead and, like always, put your name on the back with pencil. And I need you to hold on to those pencils because when we flip it over, I want you to find a spot for your hand, and we're gonna trace our hands. Now, if I trace my hand right in the middle of the paper and then cut out my hand, I'm not gonna have a lot of room. So I'm gonna start all the way on this side of the paper and at the bottom. And my hands are way bigger than yours, so you probably only need one piece of paper. But if you need another piece of paper, just raise your hand, okay? So I'm going to trace my hand with my pencil, going nice and slow. I'm holding my pencil straight up and down. Awesome. And then I connect it right there. Let's see that one more time. I'm going to go right here. My pencil is straight up and down. Ooh. And I am just tracing my hands. And then I pick up my hand and I connect them right here. You're gonna do that until you have 4 hands, okay? 4 hands, not 5, 4. Okay, I have my 4 hands. I had to use more paper because my hands are huge. We are going to grab a pencil, and in each different hand, we are going to draw a different pattern. Remember, a pattern is something that repeats. Say, repeats, repeats. Good job. Okay, you are going to grab your pencil, and then in each of your hands, do a different pattern that repeats. So that could be lines or shapes. So if I wanted to do some like this, I could have a straight line that repeats. And if I go outside of my lines I drew, it's okay, because we're gonna cut these out later. Oh man, this is why you guys use the real pencils. All right, so this hand is done. Now, I've already done straight horizontal lines in this hand. So does that mean I should do it in these? No, we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna go ahead and, let me see. I'm gonna choose a shape. This is kind of a shape, not really, but it repeats, so it works. So I'm gonna do my stars all in this hand. And since it repeats, it is still a pattern. You guys could do hearts or circles or diamonds or triangles or squares or whatever, right? But don't do too many because we still have to trace these, right? There we go. Okay, in this next one, I'm gonna do a different kind of line. Let's do a scalloped line. And then one of those. Does that look okay? Yeah, it looks okay. Everything looks okay. So I'm repeating, I'm doing a scalloped line, then a curvy line, then a scalloped line, and then a curvy line. Or maybe I want to do 2 scalloped lines. And then my curvy line, because that is still repeating. And then in this one, let's do some more fun shapes. Let's do circles, because who doesn't like circles? Now, if you are doing something like circles, I don't want to see you go like this, okay? We are going to draw with intention, okay? We are going to slow down, take our time, and make sure our shapes are closed and we can see them and they look nice. Oh man, that's why you guys use the good pencils. So, take your time doing this. Don't fill up your hand too much, but don't leave it empty either. fill it with a pattern. Boop. See, I went back and fixed the ones I messed up. If you need to, you can grab erasers. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab all of our hands. Make sure your name is on the back of all of your papers. This is my first paper I had. If you have to get more, make sure your name is on the back, okay? We're going to grab a black marker and trace everything that you've done. Yay! And if you say, Mrs. S, why would you make us do this? I'll say, I can't hear you, I'm not there. You gotta do it anyway. Anyway, we are just going to trace. If you need to pick up your marker, do that. Going to trace everything. So I'm tracing all my little lines for my star things, for my patterns. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just get it done. And then if I need to, when I'm done using my marker, I can go back and erase any pencil. But I think you guys will be fine. I'm not worried about it. Go ahead and trace everything. I'm gonna do that right now. When you're done, please, please, please make sure the cap goes right back on your marker before we move on to the next step. I have all 4 of my hands totally done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to grab some crayons. Now listen, I want every hand to be a different color. So does that mean that all of them can be pink? No. Does that mean 3 of them can be pink or 2 of them can be pink? No. If I'm gonna have something be pink, I can have 1 hand be pink. Okay, I want all of these different colors, all right? And I want everything to have bright colors. So there is no coloring with white or black or brown because this is pop art, guys, okay? We're gonna use really bright colors. So go ahead, choose 4 really, really bright colors and start coloring your hands, all one color. A couple things I want to say. Is this coloring your hand? No. No, no, no. I want you to go nice and slow. Close in all those white gaps. You don't have to press hard. I'm not pressing hard at all right now. It just makes your colors look nicer when you take your time and you fill in everything. Now, if I go outside of my lines, do we need to worry about it? No, because remember, we're gonna cut the hands out. So just do your best. Color very, very nicely. Let's have good craftsmanship, just like the posters in the room say. We are going to have good craftsmanship and try our best to color these in and have them look really, really nice. Because you guys aren't in kindergarten anymore, right? You're big kids. So go ahead. Choose 1 color for every hand. Make sure it's a bright color and get going. Okay, I have 4 patterned and brightly colored hands. What you're going to do next is you're going to carefully cut them out, okay? We have scissors. We are not even pretending to cut anyone's skin or hair or clothes or anything, okay? The scissors are only for the paper. And we're going to carefully try to go around like this. I'm not going like this and leaving white everywhere, right? I'm going right on the black. I'm not going on the inside of the finger because, ow, that would hurt. Okay, and just carefully try to turn your paper in those hard to reach spots. If you need help, go ahead, raise your hand. We can help you out. Sometimes I do think it's easier to cut like this at first, and then now that all this paper is out of the way, I'll have an easier time cutting. But that's just my preference. If it's easier for you the other way, do that. It can be pretty hard to get in between the fingers, so sometimes you just want to do a straight line like that, and then a straight line like that, and it cuts out that little triangle. And then you just snip off the top, okay? So, do what works for you, and if you need help, ask for help. If you cut into your black lines a little too much, that's okay. I just want to see you try and make a good effort. Okay, so there is one hand totally cut out. Now that I have one hand cut out, I need to make sure my name is on the back of my hand before I cut another hand. So, this is Snyder. So some of you guys might say, oh, but I already wrote my name on the back. Well, when I cut these out, you can see, look, it's gonna cut off my name, isn't it? I'll show you. Okay, ready? Uh-oh, there's my name. Oops. See? So every single time you cut out a hand, before you cut out the next one, write your name on the back so we can read it. So that way, if you lose one, we can get it back to you. So, high five. Okay, I have my hands cut out. I have some bigger scraps. These can go into the scrap drawer, but littler ones, like these, that we're probably not gonna use again, go ahead and throw them away. Okay guys, I really, really need you to listen, all right? You have 4 hands. You're going to choose 4 different colors of paper. Now look, there are 6 different colors. We have pink, green, blue, purple, red, and yellow, all right? That does not mean that you get one of each. You only get to choose 4, okay? And if one color is out before you get to it, it is okay. There are more to choose from. So I'm going to choose a, let's see, a yellow, a red, a green, and a pink, okay? I did not get blue, and I did not get purple, and that's okay. I also did not get all pinks, or 2 pinks or 3 pinks, okay? I got 1 pink, 1 green, 1 red, 1 yellow. So choose carefully. You only need 4 sheets of paper because you only have 4 hands. Now, you guys, my hands are way bigger than yours, so mine aren't really gonna fit. Well, maybe if I go like this. I'll have my hands be sideways. You guys can have your hands sideways or up and down. I think up and down would look best because yours would actually fit on the paper. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. And let's move these others out of here. Before I glue this hand onto this paper, let's go ahead and write my name. So, Mrs. Snyder. And we're just doing that so that way if, you know, it's time to go and you're not done, we don't lose anything. So I'm gonna go ahead, flip over your hand and put glue all over the palm and down each finger, okay? Here we go. Try to get it all over. and stick it on. Hey, my hand fits just about perfectly. Good. Okay. So notice, I didn't put my green on my green. Okay, I put it on something else. So I'm not gonna put my yellow on my yellow, although they're kind of different yellows. I'm gonna stick it somewhere else. So let's keep going. Okay, this one is done. It has my name on it. Before I start on the next one, I'm going to write my name on the next square, flip it over, and do my next hand. Remember, all over the palm and down each finger. Everybody say, down each finger and thumb, I guess. Okay. Stick it on. Remember, mine are just sideways because my hands are too big. Okay, I'm done with this one, so I'm gonna grab my next one. I have my hand, I have my square. I need to write my name, Mrs. Snyder. Flip it over and do the exact same thing. I'm sure you guys know how to do it by now, okay? Palm, down, each finger. Say it, down, each finger. You might need to go slower, you might need to go back over, get any white parts, all right? But do what you need to do. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do the last one and then we'll talk. Okay, before we move on, let's count. Let's make sure you have 4 squares with 4 hands inside each of them, and your name should be on the back of every single paper. Before you do anything else, I just want you to look at each one of them carefully. You might notice that some fingers or thumbs are starting to come up, and so just go back with your glue stick and glue them down. All right, if you need to press down for a little while, you can, but we want to make sure that these are sticking on really, really good. So hold it. Awesome. When we're sure that nothing is going nowhere, let's go ahead and put our caps back onto our glue sticks and make sure it's shut all the way. Wait, don't do that. All right, you guys, we are almost done. This is the last step of our Andy Warhol Pop Art Hands project, okay? You're gonna get a big black piece of paper like this. And what do you think the first thing that you're gonna do is? Write your name. Make sure I can read it. I know you're doing it with pencil, but we should still be able to see it okay. All right, write your name nice and big. That's my name, Mrs. Snyder. Don't forget it. Now, let's get your hands all organized so they each have their own space. And you can look around and you can move them around however you like, okay, until you see something that you really like. There should be black in between all of the squares, and there should be black all the way around your paper, okay? Can you see it? All the way around. Now, one at a time, you're gonna go ahead and glue, oh my gosh, I need to use my muscles, glue the hands down. I think it is easiest if instead of gluing on the black paper, we glue on the square. That way we can make sure that it has enough glue to stick down, okay? So we're gonna fill in the entire square, and we're just doing one at a time. Otherwise the glue is gonna dry out and it won't stick. But let's get glue all over that square. And we leave some black around the edge. It's okay if it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Give it some high fives to pat it down, okay? And then we're gonna go to our next one. Now, I would really like if all of your hands are facing the same direction. Remember, mine are kind of tilted because my hands were big, but I don't want like some going like this and some going upside down, okay? Whatever it is. If your hands are going this way, all your hands are gonna go that way, okay? If your hands are going straight up and down, all your hands are going straight up and down. So try to make them look the same, because remember, Andy Warhol used a lot of repetition. Everybody say repetition, repetition. Good job. I hope you said it with me. And so all of the pictures looked alike, but they had different colors. And all of our hands are gonna look alike, but they're gonna have different colors and patterns. So we are making our own pop art. Oh my gosh, my glue stick is all dried out. Okay, remember, we put this in the recycling little tote that I have, and we throw this away. Good thing I have another one. Ugh, okay. Glue, glue, glue. There we go. Flip it over. Make sure my hand is turned the right way. Okay. And I have black in between my hands, and I've got black around my hands. Make sure it stays down. Okay. I'm gonna do the next ones, and then we'll talk. Okay, you guys, so while we still have our glue sticks out, everything is glued onto the paper, but let's make sure that nothing is coming up, okay? If something is coming up, just take a little bit of glue and push it back down. Remember, the purple glue will dry clear, so you don't need to worry about that mess, okay? But glue it down. Oops. And make sure everything sticks the way it's supposed to, okay? Some of your corners are gonna be coming up. That's okay, mine did too. But when you're totally done, you will have this awesome, awesome, awesome finished piece of pop art inspired by Andy Warhol. So you all did such a great job. Give yourselves 4 high fives. Make sure you put the caps on your glue sticks and everything is put away and your area is clean. And turn this in. Great job, everybody.